Well, welcome back to Silverstone. We've just had one of the greatest superbike races of all time, and you can be rest assured that when we go to the final round at Brands Hatch on Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of October, the action will be even and better. It's almost guaranteed. Our live coverage is at 12:30 on both days, and you can see all of that on British Eurosport HD. OK, let's get on then with some more three-wheeled action. The Eastern Airways British Sidecar Championship warm-up lap has begun. You can see the guys out there, so let's go over to our commentators. I'm delighted to say we have the 2009 World Sidecar Champion, Ben Birchall, and he sits alongside the excellent Barry Nutley.
Well, thank you, Tony. What a build-up. But what a race we had yesterday. That determined the grid here today for this 10-lapper. We're getting to the closing stages, of course, in the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship. The title yet to be decided. It's up for grabs, and any one of four riders can basically lift it. And as I say, alongside me, Ben Birchall, now retired for the rest of this season. Ben, you're looking forward to a good race here, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be good. I'm sure that after yesterday's race, the grid positions have been rearranged and we've got the top guys at the front. It's going to be great.
Yeah, that all sorts it out. You know, we start our second race with a grid form from the results. So there you have the championship, 260. There are double points up for grabs at Brands Hatch. Laurie and Neve there in second place. Holland, they've been dropping away in third, but Reeves has done brilliantly to come back there on 144 after his World Championship. Reuterholt Hegarty came in at the middle of the season with a double win. Hasn't he done well? Steinhausen took the win yesterday, and that enhanced his tally to 107. Peach, Kershaw and Barry James not riding. The lower order, Gary Horsfall had a good ride in Aston, and he followed that up with a fair ride yesterday. John Clark out of hospital, but a bit poorly, it's fair to say. So the Irishman is riding, but he's not in the best of health. Ben Bygrave, Paul Napton on the Bill-based BMW there on 66. They'll be disappointed with that. And there, of course, Ben and Tom, you're in 16th, mate, but you haven't ridden much, have you?
Yeah, we only managed to do one round this year, unfortunately.
Brilliant, okie dokie. Well, this 3.66-mile circuit here at Silverstone, and there's our grid. Steinhausen and Clues, they took the race win yesterday. They're on pole. Lovelock and Lawrence alongside them. Hegarty and Laurie. That was a terrific battle for that third place. Hegarty just getting the verdict. Holland and Reeves line up alongside. Tim Reeves came through from a ride-through penalty yesterday to pull through to sixth. Quite remarkable, but he's starting from sixth, and he will go like the clappers when the lights changed. Johan Reuterholt Accialto. Ricky Stevens, 8th. What a result for him. Our guys forming up now. Steinhausen there. Lovelock and Lawrence just one machine length back. Hegarty out of the bike, doing some last-minute adjustments, climbing back in. Scott Laurie, you can see 72 on the left of your picture. Lee Watson flexing his arms. These are very, very tense times for both riders and passengers. They're very focused. The race faces are well and truly on. The Frenchman from down there in the Bordeaux region, Greg Clues, passengering and just standing, relaxing. He took that victory yesterday, and as Jörg Steinhausen said later, it's the first proper win I've had without being disqualified, because he was disqualified at Snetterton for what was deemed to be aggressive riding. Wait for it then, watch the lights, top of your screen, out they go. Look for Reeves diving to the left, going to try and get a good start on the first lap. Obviously Steinhausen leads, Laurie slots into second place, then it's Hegarty, then it's Reuterholt. I did not see, oh, it was Reeves, I beg your pardon. Reeves up to fourth. 10 laps then, this one. And there is Tim Reeves in fifth place alongside Ben Holland. But Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues, that's a very quick BMW.
Very fast, yeah. Reeves will be pushing hard. He won't want to let Steinhausen get away. If he gets into his stride, you know, it's going to be hard to catch him. He looked confident today. I spoke to him for quite a while today, and he was looking forward to the race.
152 miles an hour over the speed trap, the BMW, but it wasn't the quickest. The quickest bike was Sean Hegarty's bike, and that's the bike in fourth place. Tim Reeves then, having a look at Hegarty. Hegarty doing a blocking move. Scott Laurie then relegated to fourth, but look at Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence, championship leaders, up into second place. Roger Lovelock is brilliantly consistent, a steady old boy.
Definitely, he's got to be the Michael Rutter of sidecar racing. You know, he's always there and always in contention. I do fancy Sean Hegarty though, you know, when he gets going, he'll be through.
Well, I do understand that the Hegarty outfit is your 2009 championship winning bike. Is that correct?
Yeah, it's a good bike, that one.
It's a good bike, that one. Yeah, we won't talk about engines. Number 33, Sean Hegarty, young Callum Lawson with his backside just kissing the tarmac here. Steinhausen and Clues, though, getting away. Laurie and Neve are there. They're holding off.
He's hanging
Tim
on
Reeves.
in there,
He is.
Again, Tim Reeves seems to be struggling to get through. He'll be desperate to get through and not let Steinhausen go, because he is starting to pull a bit of a gap.
Well, it's going to make it interesting later in the day. Good start there by Ricky Stevens as well. We've now got a breakaway of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 outfits. Andy Peach is down there, number 4, right at the back of your picture. But look at one. Oh, the sidecar wheel in the air.
And Reeves
has gone
I think
very
Holland's
wide.
followed him, yeah. Look at Scott Laurie, he's having a go there, big time.
Oh, dear me. Contact between Scott
He's not
Laurie.
scared, is he?
Contact between Scott Laurie and Sean Hegarty. Well, Ben, in these first couple of laps, you've been there so many times. Is the brain scrambled, or do you have to clear your track and get going?
Yeah, you've got to sort of, it depends on what position you're in. You really need to let it settle down and then start to get moving. You know, it's a long old way around here. It's 10 laps, it's a big race. There's a lot of miles to go, yeah.
Well, a lot of riders said to me that the approaches to the bends, it's a flat place, but it's not. It's got rises, so you can't really see the apexes.
Yeah, but you are low down in a sidecar compared to a solo. And I know I was speaking to Sean Hegarty, and he said yesterday the sun was really bad and you couldn't sort of see the entry to some of the right-handers. And they are so fast. It's a big, fast, sweeping circuit.
Well, look at these boys giving the 4 times world champion a really good run for his money. He's alongside 77 Tim Reeves, Ashley Hawes, alongside Scott Laurie, and they've made that one stick. So they're up to 4th now. Scott Laurie, after all of that ding-dong with Sean Hegarty, has had to succumb to the attentions of Tim Reeves, Ashley Hawes, but they've got some quick men in front of them now, and you're quite right. Steinhausen is now getting away. 1.471 the gap.
Yeah, he's pulling. I tell you who's impressing me, Wayne Stevens. They're not losing him at all. You know, he's a young,
Ricky.
Wayne's his brother. He's the passenger, the ex-passenger. Ricky Stevens, yeah. I mean, he's absolutely flying, and he's not been at it very long either.
No, I think it's fair to say Wayne's the man with the checkbook.
Yeah. You need a big brother with a checkbook, don't you?
You do need a big brother with a checkbook.
That's why I struggle, because I'm the big brother.
Roger Lovelock, Rick Lawrence, number 49. In second place, Sean Hegarty. Now they know. Sean Hegarty and Callum Lawson know they've got to get cracking, because Tim Reeves is climbing all over the back of them. Lovelock and Lawrence, though, they need to get going as well, but championship leaders on 260 points. If they pick up another 20, 280, that will nearly put it out of reach. When we get to Brands in 2 weeks' time, and Reeves taking a look.
He's having a look, isn't he? Yeah,
yep.
He's definitely having a look.
In 2 weeks' time, we get to Brands. We have double points. Ashley Hawes being hoisted aloft with the sidecar wheel. Fantastic stuff. Well, Ben, there's only 2 laps and I'm breathless.
I know, there's another 8 to go. You're tiring me out watching.
Fantastic stuff. Look at this. F1 sidecar racing at its very best. In Assen, I think it's fair to say the British crews really showed the Dutch boys, including Benny Stroyer, World Championship runner, how to do it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, it just shows how strong that we are in this country at sidecar racing, and I think it's fair to say we always have been. For us to go over there and really show them Dutch lads how to go on. You know, the top 3, the top 4 in this, it's the top 3 and 4 in the world, definitely.
Well, Tim Reeves changed an engine overnight. He had a niggling problem. He wasn't happy with it, so overnight he did an engine swap. So that's his spare engine in there. Just to remind you folks, these engines run to super stock rules, so it's basically super stock. You can play around with the head gasket, and that's about it. Look at that then. Steinhausen goes 2:13. They did a 2:12 yesterday. Here we go. Here we go. Hegarty's gone through. Up to second goes Hegarty. Lovelock and Lawrence. This is Hegarty's chance to really get away from the attention.
He needs to settle down and get going now and see if he can make his way back up to Steiny, because to be fair, Steiny is romping away.
I tell you what, Sean Hegarty can make himself very wide when he wants to on track, and now he's in front of Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence. Up into second place, the number 33 yellow and purple outfit. Then Lovelock and Lawrence are going to try and pass in. That's going to make it even more difficult for Tim Reeves. Now, look how wide Scott Laurie goes. He's on the green stuff. What's he doing?
Yeah, he's pushing hard, isn't he? He's trying, definitely.
Ricky Stevens then in 7th place, the number 100. Trailing Ben Holland. Sidecar wheels pawing the air again. Fantastic stuff, this.
He's pushing Sean now. He's starting to go away from from Roger Lovelock, definitely. He's trying to make a move.
Well, I spoke to him yesterday post-race, and I said, another third place? He said, no, I want to go one better than that. And certainly, at this moment in time, he is going one better than that.
And he seems he's found a new lease of life. You know, he's had a year off and regrouped, and he's really enjoying his racing, and that's half the battle. If you're enjoying it, you can certainly go quick.
Look at Reeves. Reeves then on the inside of Lovelock. Up to third go Tim Reeves and Ashley Hawes. Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence fighting back. Oh, fantastic stuff, but they just couldn't make it stick. They were on the wrong line. They were on the outside line. But Lovelock and Lawrence know that their points lead is worth protecting. They've got to keep scoring big points.
Yeah, definitely. He's got to look after that championship, because, of course, we moved to Brands next. Tim's always very strong at Brands, so Roger really needs to stay up there. And he's having a go, isn't he? He's not letting him disappear.
Well, you can imagine Tim Reeves possibly lifting 100 points at Brands, because there are double points. 260 Lovelock's on at the moment. He's now in a fourth place position, 13 points only from where he's sitting at the moment, and that would not, I would say it won't be good enough, but the more the merrier as far as he's concerned.
Yeah.
Look, Scott Lorry, unbelievably sideways. Scott Lorry, the man from Kirkliston up near Edinburgh Airport, with James Neave from Lincoln, number 72 I'm talking about, and behind them Ben Holland and Lee Watson on the yellow and black outfit, number 60. So these six, the top six, have broken away, and still they're in seventh. Ricky Stevens, Johan Reuterholt, the disabled Swede, is there in 8th place. A good ride by him. How consistent has he been? But look at this, fantastic. Now we've got a real scrap. Lovelock and Lawrence have not dropped away. They're shadowing Tim Reeves. Hegarty's getting a move. Oh, Lovelock and Lawrence looking on the inside. Let's see how this compares. Bike for bike, Suzuki versus Suzuki. Those 3 bikes, in fact, those 5 bikes are all Suzuki powered.
Yeah, definitely a good power plant. Seems to work very well in the sidecar.
Well, we run all 4 Japanese manufacturers, plus the BMW, of course, which we've almost forgotten to mention because it's leading the race. We're on lap 4 and right out in front now with nearly a 5-second lead. Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues on their way to a double top step of the podium here. 2:13.2. Well, it was a 2:12.8 yesterday, so they're not that far off yesterday's race-winning pace. Ben Holland, Lee Watson, number 60.
Fancying a nibble at Scott Lorry, I think. Ben Holland, I spoke to him before the race. He said that he was struggling with his tyres and, you know, getting towards the end of the season, but it's not slowing him down. He's having a good ride here.
I tell you what, mate, you've got to be a brave man to have a nibble at Scott Lorry, haven't you?
He's scary. Have you seen him with his crash over?
Oh, he's very frightening. He's got those eyes that say, "Who dar meddle with me?" Look at that. Scott Lorry, James Neave. There he goes, 72. Second place in your picture now, number 33, Sean Hegarty, Callum Lawson. Third it was yesterday. There's the race leader just flashed through out of your picture. This, the battle now then for second place. Tim Reeves and Ashley Hawes have closed on the back of Hegarty Lawson, but as I can say, that particular man can make himself very wide, and he does have a fast engine. This is the battle then for second. Hegarty's got it. Reeves wants it. Lovelock can see it. Can't do anything about it. Laurie wished he was closer, and through goes Tim Reeves. That's it, up to second now.
Sean won't give up. Sean will not give up. He's a fighter, you know, and he's been around a long time, Sean, as he's got real good racecraft.
Here we go then. You're quite right, Ben, and he's not giving up either. He's going to keep plugging away. We're on lap 5, 4 gone. On lap 4, Hegarty and Lawson coming through there. Brilliant stuff. This, look at it. He's got to have on the inside.
He's having a...
Is this a race or is this a race?
Scott Lorry's off again.
Scott Lorry likes that little bit of green stuff over there. I think there's some extra grip there. Here we go. Let's take a look at this replay. Oh, wow. Oh, look at that one.
In the background, Lovelock.
Lovelock and Lawrence. Rick Lawrence nearly thrown.
Took a big chunk of that curve then, did he? Yeah.
Did he?
He did well to hold on to that, did Rick?
Fantastic. He'll like the replay of that one when he sees it. Calm down, lad, calm down. There's Rick. He's counting his blessings for still being in there, I can tell you that. Now, second place, Reeves and Ashley Hawes, number 77. You're looking at them now. But 5-6 seconds up the road is the race leader, Jörg Steinhausen, on the BMW. Oh, come on, Sean Hegarty. Come, keep it going. Oh, great stuff. He won't give up, you're quite right. He's done a lot of fitness training as well. When he first returned at Brands this year, he was rather on the large side. He's a lot better looking, trimmed down a bit.
He is, yeah. He's lost over a stone. He's flat out on his push bike and cut the beer out, I think, and he means it, definitely.
Maybe that's what I should do. No, maybe. I've done my share of that. I've done my share of that. 33 then, Sean Hegarty, Callum Lawson. Lovelock and Lawrence there in 4th place. Then it's Scott Lorry, further half a second adrift off them. Then Holland and Watson. Well, they keep racking up points. They're 3rd in the championship on 161 at the moment, so they need to keep scoring consistently. On the Saturday at Brands, we have 2 races, both on the Saturday, so that is going to be terrific. What about these guys then, Ben? Settling down or what?
Yeah, I would think so now. Let's see what Tim can do now. He's got some clear track in front of him, and he'll probably pull Sean with him, I would think. If I was in Sean's shoes, I'd just be settling down now and sort of have a minute and have a breather and weigh him up and see what he can do.
Well, there's a battle here between Reuterholt, number 27, Johan Reuterholt, Aki Alto, Ricky Stevens, Ryan Charlwood, the number 100. These youngsters, as Ben Birchall, sorry mate, I nearly called you Ben Bygrave, sorry. Ben Birchall so correctly said, youngsters, newcomers, and going well in his first season. Here we are then.
He's all over the back of Tim, you know. He's not giving up one little bit.
He's not giving up. His racecraft is good, his engine is quick, and he's got a very talented young passenger in there. They've only been together for half of this season, so that's
and they've just gelled, haven't they, straight away. You know, they're getting on really good. Callum does do a good job.
And in fairness, he's not the heaviest guy in the world, is he? He's a bit like your brother, really, about the same weight, I would have said.
I would have said they're not far off it, yeah. I'm sure Tom will disagree with that, but I would have said so.
Now watch Hegarty shadowing the 4 times world champion Tim Reeves. Here comes Hegarty just popping out of the slipstream. Reeves will hear that engine behind. He will know.
He'll know. He likes to have a quick look round, Tim, doesn't he? He does keep having a sneaky look to see where he is.
And Tim, of course, not for nothing is he a 4 times world champion. His racecraft is excellent as well. But he's got a guy behind him who's hunting him down, and he is pulling him along as well. The gap from the leader now, something like 7 seconds back from Steinhausen. In fact, it's nearly 9 seconds. So Tim Reeves riding a defensive race here to fend off the attentions of Sean Hegarty is losing time on the race leader, and I suppose that's inevitable. Let's have a look at this. Hegarty nearly alongside, and now a battle. Lovelock and Lawrence are being threatened now by Scott Lorry.
Yeah, Scott's closed right up to Lovelock, hasn't he? Yeah, definitely. I was just looking at the lap times. Steinhausen consistently in the 2:13s. You know, he's just plugging away. He seems happy where he is.
Look at the gap. 9 seconds, and it's visible. It's about 50 machine lengths to Artex or something like that. It's a long distance now. Tim Reeves must know that short of a mechanical problem to the German and French pairing ahead of him, then it's game over for the top step of the podium. Nonetheless, he's done a great job to come through from 6th on the grid. Popping that wheel up again, Hegarty, putting Callum Lawson just over the rumble strip. And now this battle here for 4th place. And Lovelock and Lawrence still under pressure from Lorry and Neve. I'm intrigued by Hegarty. I really am intrigued.
He's the one to watch. You know, he'll definitely next year he'll certainly be the one to watch. He's just back into it nicely. Well, he's definitely not. Tim's not getting away from him at all, is he?
Well, he told me he'd had a 4-year layoff, and amazingly, Ben, a statistic that I think I quoted last time we talked about this guy, he's only crashed twice in his entire career. That's remarkable.
Yeah, he's not into being upside down.
Here we have race leader then, number 39, Jörg Steinhausen, son of Rolf, of course, world champion, a fantastic German driver in his own right. So Jörg the son, Gregory Clues, who passengered with Tim Reeves in the 2011 season, and this, talking about gelling, this pair have gelled as well. Greg Clues, I think you have to rate him, Ben, as one of the top passengers in the world.
Most definitely, yeah. A lot of respect for Greg, and obviously Jörg the driver, but Greg is a very, very good passenger. You know, he's the right length, he's slightly built, and he's always there. I've never seen him, you know, make a mistake or not be there. I certainly looked at him a fair bit over our career so far, that's for sure.
That's a nice way. Yeah, and you've probably looked at the wrong aspect of him as well.
Yeah, I'd rather not be looking at him, but yeah, when I do, I know he's doing a good job.
Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues. This battle then, Hegarty and Reeves. Now, Sean Hegarty on lap 8 of 10, so we're getting towards the closing stages. 7 completed here, well over 2/3 race distance, and this is going to be a cracker. We've just witnessed an absolutely blistering finish in the second British Superbike race, and I'm just wondering whether we're going to be treated to some grandstand antics here in the three-wheeler class. Scott Laurie alongside Roger Lovelock, and Scott Laurie has gone through as well.
Yeah, he's not giving up. Roger's back.
Lovelock is back. So in going through, Scott Laurie went a little bit wide, but has Roger Lovelock gone a bit wide as well? No, he's claimed it back. So hanging on by his fingernails, the number 49 outfit, Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence to 4th place.
He does need them points. He needs to keep all of them few points, Roger, if he can, certainly. But saying that, so does Scott Laurie. Well, you know, they're all here for the race, aren't they?
Scott Laurie on 216 coming into this, so he would love to increase that significantly, and he's doing a good job over Ben Holland, his championship rival, who's in 3rd. So Scott Laurie riding well at the moment, wouldn't want to lose 2nd place in the championship, but would dearly love to win it. Oh, this battle for 2nd place. I feel almost guilty ignoring poor old Jörg Steinhausen, but this is where the action is.
This is where it's at, and it's going to get better by the looks of it. Sean is definitely on the case.
Look at them.
Very consistent with his lap times as well. 2:14.1, 2:14.1. He's certainly having a good go.
You talk to Callum Lawson, his passenger, and he will say he's so smooth to ride with. Sean, Tim doing a good blocking move there, but Sean Hegarty coming in wide. Is he going to be able to tuck on the inside there? Oh, yes, he did tuck on the inside. He is alongside now, but he's the long way round, of course, on that right-hander. Tim Reeves knows he's got a battle on his hands. Yeah, we're chuckling here not because it's amusing, because it's unbelievably exciting.
And this is what it's about. This is sidecar racing, isn't it? This is why we love it.
We're coming up behind number 44. The back marker, Roger Body, I think, is about in shot. Now, is that going to prove to be a problem for these guys? That's great. Oh, they fly past Roger Body as though he's in reverse. This guy's 2nd place then. Tim Reeves at the moment. Sean Hegarty.
Look at Hegarty, he's trying.
On the penultimate lap. 3.7 miles this lap. It's the longest circuit we come to on the Eastern Airways British F1 Sidecar Championship. And it is, as Ben Birchall said, such a long, long lap. Scott Laurie's got the better of Lovelock. Sean Hegarty is through. He's through. Is he going to be able to make it stick, or has he gone in there too hot? Reevesy might go a little bit wide. There are long. Sometimes the camera angle tells us a fit. Sometimes it tells us he's part. And it's not exactly.
Just fell victim of that.
No, you're going to look at commentators in a different light, aren't you? Wow, brilliant stuff. What a great race for this 2nd place on the penultimate lap. When they come over the line this time, there will be 3.66 miles to do. They're on the start grid at the back part of the circuit. And just look at Sean Hegarty. He would so dearly love to put one over on Tim Reeves.
I mean, I know the team would as well. I can just imagine Sean Senior on pit wall. I bet he's having kittens.
Well, you certainly wouldn't be able to understand what he said, that's for sure, because...
yeah, but you can't anyway, whether you're on pit wall or not, you can never understand what he says.
A very, very enthusiastic, supportive and excitable Irishman, Sean Hegarty Senior. A racer in his own right, of course.
Yeah, definitely. You know, and to the Lawsons, John Lawson, it's a real good team. They're really into the racing and into the sport, and have supported it for many years and supported others in it, you know, myself included.
Tim Reeves was having to back off a bit then because his sidecar wheel was waving all the way around that left-hander, and he would have felt that and might have just had to back off a bit. They are with the leader now, Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues, who've given us a copybook demonstration on how to ride an F1 sidecar outfit. Here we go then, final lap. What's going to happen, Ben Birchall? Come on, give me a prediction. Are we going to get the £10 note out again? Or?
I'll have a tenner on Mr. Hegarty.
Right, here we go.
But I might be biased.
Oh, look at Hegarty then, looking
He
left.
has had a look everywhere on this circuit. It's got to come off soon, surely.
Looking left, looking right. Let's just hope, though, it's not a do-or-die move, and I mean that in the nicest way, but he's going to have a lunge. You just sense it coming. we're on the final lap then. About 2 miles of the Silverstone Grand Prix circuit remaining for Sean Hegarty. Can he go one better in race 2 and get it on the second step of the podium? He's alongside. No, he's not.
Not quite close enough.
Not quite close enough.
He means it, he wants it, that's for sure.
Well, are the tyres going to hold out? These Avon tyres have performed superbly today. The conditions very cold. The track temperature about 14 degrees when we came to the grid.
Yeah, so quite cool, but they're both sets of teams of tyres will be in a similar state. You know, they're both trying as hard as each other. So, but look at Sean.
Oh, just too tight there. He was on the inside, but just too tight. Hegarty then.
So what we've got left, about half a lap now, to see if he can...
We have, yeah, we're just
squeeze his way through.
Under the start grid at the back of the circuit. So coming up into the stadium area, Sean Hegarty, Callum Lawson, Tim Reeves is going to really block, make himself as wide as possible.
He's got to do. He's having a look each side. Look, Reeves, he just doesn't know which angle he's going to come at next.
So determined now, Sean Hegarty, if he can get it turned tightly and get the power on. Ashley Hawes will hear that Suzuki screaming behind him. And Tim Reeves, and Ashley having a look as well now. Nervous or what? But Tim Reeves and Ashley Hawes hanging on here, the 4 times world champion. But Sean Hegarty, what a feather in his cap if he can pull this one off over the line then. And coming round to take the victory, Greg Clues, fist in the air, checkered flag, Jörg Steinhausen, Greg Clues, double win here. And here we go. Who's going to do it? Is Hegarty going to get it, or is Reeves going to hang on? They're coming into the start-finish area.
It's close.
Oh, it's close, it's
not
close.
much at all.
Tim Reeves then, what a fantastic battle. Yeah. Entertainment, Ben Birchall, or what?
Oh, perfect, yeah. Nearly as good as being there.
Yeah, well, it's exhausting.
Oh, we've got some action here. We've lost a passenger, I think.
Looks like Brian Nicol. I saw Craig Nicol parking up all the way down from Scotland. Craig Nicol from Cooper, I believe. But there's your race winner. Jörg Steinhausen from Germany. Gregory Clues from France.
Yeah, they look well happy with that.
Félicitations, mon ami. That was brilliant.
French, yeah.
Oui, oui, je parle un peu. Here we go.
Oh, this is...
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
That's Brian Nicol. Or Brian Nicol Designs coming out of his brother's outfit.
Half a lap to go. It's unfortunate.
Well, I'll tell you what, it's tiring though, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is tiring.
A lot of G-force on the passengers around here because the corners are so fast. It's a fast circuit. And yeah, fair credit to the passengers. It's not an easy job at all. Passionate man, Mr. Clues. He enjoys his winning. 50
points then go to Jörg Steinhausen. They came into this race on 107. They will move on to 132. Might well move past Johan Reuterholt. It's going to be close, but Johan Reuterholt finished quite strongly in your picture there. Ricky Stevens, Reuterholt got 7th. Ricky Stevens, another 8th. What a terrific day that young man has had.
Most definitely, yeah. He's going to be one to watch, you know. He's coming up. He's in the top 10. When he just, you know, when his bike finishes, he's there in the top 10. It's good. And this is what we need.
Hats off to John Clark as well, who has just been in intensive care with blood poisoning from overdosing on medication, would you agree? So,
yeah.
Here we go. Fantastic. Look at that. Confirmation then of that breathtaking win. Jörg Steinhausen, Greg Clues, Tim Reeves, Ashley Hawes, Hegarty Lawson. You saw that battle unfold on your screen. Scott Laurie, James Neve got the better of championship leaders Lovelock and Lawrence. Ben Holland, Watson, they maintain 3rd in the championship, is my guess, unless Reevesy is running them very close. Reuterholt, Stevens, the Bill-based BMW, Ben Bygrave, Paul Napton there in 9th, and John Clark, Stuart Graham from Banbridge, County Down in 10th place. Craig Chaplow, Pat Farrance, Kershaw and Wilson from Scotland. Look at that, John Holden, Andy Winkle, TT regulars, they did well. Horsepole gets points, as indeed does Ian Drab. So, fantastic race here. Can't wait until we go to Brands. That's in 2 weeks' time. What's that done? 271 plays 229. It's still very much on between the top 2. Tim Reeves, if he picks up 100 points, can't do it.
No, but it's going to be close at the top, you know, double points at Brands, and hey, what a cracking race. You know, all you can say about that is superb.
Really, really good. Hegarty and Lawson, they've done well. Came in at mid-season, they're 5th already. And You didn't score any points for your commentary, Ben. You're still there on 40. So
Well, we'll have to see what they say about that. I believe I've got a 1 so far for commentary.
We'll get a viewer's vote, yeah. Andy Holt, there you go. Well, it was fantastic. Crowd were cold. It was cool and windy here and got dark as well. Threatened rain, but that's it. Last race of the day here. And what a superb British Superbike round we've had here at Silverstone.
Fair play to the crowd for sticking out there to watch the sidecars, you know.
Well, everywhere we go now, we get more people staying to watch the sidecars. They are good value, they are good entertainment, and I urge you, ladies and gentlemen, if you've never been to an F1 sidecar race, then please come along.
Okay, well, we are here down here in Bath. I'm just having a quick chat with Greg Clues and Jörg Steinhausen, our race winners. Jörg, you were so far in the lead. We didn't see that much of you. It was almost the perfect race.
Yeah, it was. We enjoyed ourselves so much. Bike was perfect today. We've had a brilliant year so far, and double win, pole, perfect weekend for us, yeah.
We call that the gentleman's set. You are the gentleman of the Sidecar Championship. Greg, Silverstone, from a passenger's point of view, easy track or hard track?
Hard track, yeah, really quick for sidecar. We can go in the corner really fast. But I just want to say a big thanks to all our sponsors, BMW Factory Munich, LNW Racing, Europoco Lodge, and all the people support us. Yes, thank you very much.
You did a very good job, Jörg. Very cold out there. Was that a problem?
It was getting dark, really.
Headlights next time, yes?
Well, it's so great that still so many spectators are out there and cheering us. We enjoyed it so much.
We do love a good bit of sidecar racing. Thank you for that. We'll let you go to the podium. Well done.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
There we go, Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues, guys who will now make their way up to the podium. Let's just remind ourselves of what happened in that race. Highlights with Barry.
Well, it was a cracking race, and it was always going to be difficult for Tim Reeves and Ashley Hawes to fight their way through from 6th, but they certainly had a good go on the first lap. The traffic at the front, though, Lovelock, Hegarty, and early leader, and in fact, race-long leader, Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues, made it almost impossible for Tim Reeves to get up anywhere closer than second place. But his battle between Sean Hegarty and Callum Lawson was nothing short of electric. A race-long scrap between these two when Hegarty and Lawson threatened to fight back, but once Tim Reeves got in front, it was going to be a tough call. But I think I've won £10 off Ben Birchall because he didn't quite make it, but there you go. It was a fantastic battle between these two. Roger Lovelock and Rick Lawrence riding for the championship. They need the points, but they've still done a great job. Scott Laurie and James Neves, second in the title chase, have kept their championship hopes alive as we go to Brands with a fantastic battle and a great scrap, defeating Lovelock and Lawrence in the final analysis. Tailender Craig Nichols sadly jettisoned his brother, who is up on his feet and is perfectly okay, but the rate of attrition here on passengers very high, 3.6 miles of this circuit, telling. So these guys are athletes. Can't wait. Brands in 2 weeks' time. There it is then. Great on the podium. And Reeves and Ashley Hawes there, that battle you saw. Top step, Jörg Steinhausen and Greg Clues, the German-French pairing, taking their trophies from Roger Marshall, former 13 times British champion. So runners-up, Reeves and Clues are 6th place yesterday in race 1, so they will get some championship points, but they are not now close enough to lift the title at the final round. It's going to be a big mix between Lovelock and Laurie. Great stuff. See you at Brands.
Yeah, we definitely look forward to seeing you at Brands Hatch. Clues and Steinhausen getting not too involved in the champagne spraying. Well, you know, you'd have thought maybe they would if they did win in such a fine style. We're going for a short break, but when we come back, we'll wrap things up here at Silverstone, and we will also have another chance to show you the last 2 laps of what has been called one of the greatest BSB races of all time. So see you back here in 2 minutes for that. Welcome back to Silverstone. Don't forget, though, that we're at Magny Cours for the final round of the World Superbike Championship Saturday and next Sunday. We are live with Superpole and live with the races. Superpole is on Saturday at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. The races get underway at 9:15 in the morning. That's all live, all on British Eurosport 2 HD. We're here at the end of pit lane. It has been a very busy day, and just to help us all wrap it up, James Whittam, James Hayden, and I'm delighted to say Jack Bernicle's made his way out the commentary booth. Jack, good to have you out here.
Thank you.
Sorry it's so cold. It's bitter out here now, isn't it?
It was lovely
really
and cosy inside.
I'm sure it was. I'm sure it was. Well, the guys are here just to review what's happened today, and let's start off by just confirming that Keith Farmer is the Metzler National Superstock 1000 champion. Not that it needs confirming, but you know what I mean. And this is Keith coming through here. It was a brilliant performance by Keith on bike number 303. That's his manager, Darren Gorley, behind him there. Keith Farmer had a quick don of the #1 T-shirt. It's been a fine performance for him all year. Really, he just had to hold position there, cross the line in third, and he was champion. And a fantastic performance for the Rapid Solicitors Kawasaki man in the Superstock race. And Jack, let's hear from you. What did you make of Keith Farmer's performance, not only today, but also all year?
All year he's been pretty much on top of his game, hasn't he, fellas? But today we were kind of pleading for him, or you were, James, not to get too wrapped up in a contest that he didn't need to be wrapped up in. But, you know, he's come out of Supermoto and he loves his scrapping, and he wanted to be in there, didn't he? You could tell the disappointment at not winning that race.
Yeah. And he was good in Superstock 600s last year, wasn't he?
Very
I remember
good.
we were all saying how impressed we were with the kid.
Well, that's it. To win that championship, then move up and come to Superstock 1000, win that, you know, he's got a lot of talent, and I think he should be very proud of himself.
Obvious question, the question we always ask, but where do you see him going now? Should he get onto a superbike, given that performance?
Big step, but he's always made the steps and made it work.
Yeah.
He says it's down to Paul Bird to do it, make the decision for him, doesn't he?
Yep, he does. And
That's
right.
I mean, it's a big step, but he's not going to. He's a bit too big really to be on a 600. So really, he's got to be Superstock 1000 or Superbike. And you know, he's won the last championship, so why not?
Maybe he deserves a go.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a talent we should see out there. A talent we have seen have bad and then good over this race weekend. If we flick to the British Supersport Championship, is Jack Kennedy. Yesterday, heads in hands, Jack Kennedy had a crash, lap 4 of the sprint race.
Yeah, and it's not the first time as well. Jack Kennedy's been off last couple of 3 meetings, you know, and this is, here we go.
Back of the shot, third rider.
Yeah, and it's the same thing, left-hander, front end, low side, and it's the same crash he's had 3 times now.
And Tony, he'd caught up so fast in the preceding 2 laps, and I found myself sitting in the grandstand with John McGuinness, and McGinley just leaned forward and tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Do you know what that was? Inexperience and impatience."
Yeah, but it's difficult. You know, it's easy sat in the grandstand to say that. You know, he's a man of the sport. He has been quick. He's been pretty much the quickest man out there most meetings this year, and you can't take anything away from Jack. I like the way he goes about it.
But have we not seen a recent rash of those sorts of crashes from Jack?
And
Yes, you do.
And what you're really seeing, though, we've seen it sort of throughout the championships. You know, you're seeing it's getting to crunch time.
Yes.
So you're seeing a little bit of pressure coming in.
Pushing a bit hard.
Pushing a little bit hard. I think the other thing that we have to remember with Jack, he'd only had 1 DNF up until Assen. Okay?
Exactly.
Glenn was still 5 from the championship. He'd had 3. And then, so he's been walking on water. He's been riding terrific. And then Assen, boom, he makes a mistake in a massively fast corner. But, you know, puts it out of his mind. And he comes here yesterday, catches up real quick, and does it again. And then I thought, actually, you know, this might really affect him. But it didn't. He went out in the race, guns blazing, and, you know, didn't manage to win it. But you can see that he's still very much in the
Well,
hunt.
I'll tell you what, let's just take a look at that 6-way battle, because it was phenomenal action out there. You didn't know where to look. There was stuff going on all over the place. Idden, Kennedy, we've got Richard Cooper in there, Ben Wilson on the green bike, Jack Kennedy with a white helmet behind them, and then there was another group closing back up onto them. Jack, I thought you were out of the seat so many times during the commentary on that, quite rightly so. But what a thrilling race again from Supersport.
And after that, I feel personally responsible, really, because after that amazing race on Saturday at Assen, I was watching it out in the country, and I ran back to the garage and went in to see Jack. That was an amazing save by Glenn Irwin.
Glenn Irwin, brilliant save. One is reminded of Steve Brogan here once, doing the same thing along the start-finish straight, and you just think, what could I do? Nothing. He just hit that gravel, there was nothing he could do, but fair play.
I went in to see Jack Kennedy at Assen, and I said, as Ben Wilson, what a way to finally take a victory this season.
Brilliant.
But
pleased for him.
I said to Jack at Assen, man, that was the ride of a champion, and he's done nothing but fall off since. So I feel absolutely personally responsible.
I didn't know that.
for
That
him.
is your fault then.
It
yes.
is. I'm sorry.
Well, let's take a look at the standings after what's happened today, so that you're fully across that. And it's 12.5 points now, 12.5 points to separate Glenn Richards from Jack Kennedy. Now, before we went into Aston, it was something like 4.5 points to Kennedy. Then it swung to 15.5 points to Richards. Now it's gone back to 12.5 points to Richards. It's all been all over the place. But as the lads keep saying, this almost seems to be a championship that nobody wants to win. But Glenn Richards has a 12.5 point lead going into the final 2 rounds at the final round at Brands Hatch. So really tough racing out there, and that's just what we want from that class. But what about the BSB race? And we're going to focus on the last race, the second BSB race of the day. And Jack, those last 2 laps, just simply astonishing.
Do you know, when you've been commentating them, you can't remember them that well?
Well, we're about to see them, so here we go, Jack.
Oh, right. No,
what a reminder.
Can I not say anything? Can you talk amongst yourselves
Have you had
while
a blow
I
on the
watch
head,
it?
Jack?
Yeah, James, come on, you step in here.
I think the first thing is, Shaky had sort of broken free a little bit, and then Alex Lowe's had that massive moment. He'd been leading for so long, and then it let Shaky get back through. What we've seen here is actually, is this just before his moment? I can't.
Yeah, this is 2 laps to go, James.
Yeah,
this is
okay, fine. So, so he gets back in front here, and you can see Shaky's mind taking over. He gets a wonderful drive out there, and he sucks him straight past Alex, down onto the brakes here. And you can kind of see, Alex has a little go here, but look how vicious it is. Like, straight across his nose, and basically Shaky's leathers, when I interviewed him, he had a rubber strip all the way up his side, all the way down his side, okay? And that gave him...
At this point, you think it's going to be Shaky's to lose now.
Yeah, absolutely. And Alex Lowe's bike number 22, he's coming in all sorts of pressure from bike 2, Josh Brooks.
Yep.
And at this point, I must admit, I thought Brooks was away. I thought that was it. He's got past Alex, and he'll hunt Shaky down now. But Alex straight back at him. Look at this. All the track and that little bit more as well. And he got such great drive out of there.
But that's
and round the outside.
Two proper cowboys having a go at each other there.
They're absolutely of the same mental doggedness.
I was just enjoying watching those two so much at that point.
Look at this. Look at the lead that Shane Byrne has now. You would definitely put your house on that.
Well, at any other point in any other season, that would have been a confirmed win for Shaky. We'd have just expected these two to duff each other up, slow each other up a little bit more, and there. But
Brooks is back in front now.
Absolutely flying through there, and you could see, couldn't you, parts of the circuit where Brooks clearly had an advantage. The back of the circuit, that fast left as they come through. Bike number 22, Alex Lowe's, as he moves back up into second. And I thought that was going to be it. I thought it was going to be
went in really hot there.
Brooks a bit of a mistake there, and he's just given Lowe's a little bit of breathing space. But even then, you think, not much, but you think Shaky's probably just got enough. But then you said in your commentary, James, you were bang on it. You would have said, do you know what? He hasn't given up there.
You can just tell. When you look at Lowe's, watch number 22 there on the Honda. Look how quick he is. Not so much in the fast stuff, but the flick-flack from one side to another. He really muscles it through the steady air sections in itself.
And it's out of here, and all this drive up here that 22 closes down on Shane Byrne.
This is a section that Lowe's is really good at.
Awesome.
One side to another.
And the other thing he did so well is, when there's someone in front, you can judge on them. You can make a fraction later. Just use them as a marker. And boy, every single time they hit the brakes, he took a little wisp off Shane Byrne. A little wisp off. Until the final section when he takes a chunk out of him, right?
Yeah, Shaky really hit the ripples badly coming onto the hangar straight then, didn't he? But it didn't seem to slow him up too much down to stall.
Have you remembered any of this, Jack?
It's all coming back to me, James.
Now. It's coming back. It's coming back to Jack. But all the time...
look at Alex just sitting her up and sliding her through stall. But he's really smelling victory, isn't he?
And all the time here, we've seen Shane Byrne and we're seeing Alex Lowe's in second place, but all the time there's that ominous figure of Josh Brooks. And from corner to corner, sometimes he looks 2 or 3 bike lengths away, and then he looks like he's back on them again. But it was all coming down to Shane Byrne and Alex Lowe's. Really, from this point, Alex was making his run.
Exactly. This is last half lap. Yep. And it was good. I mean... your turn.
Well, Alex, at this point, you thought, all right, yes, he's in. I thought for a moment he just might have had him there, couldn't do it. So but he's not doing anything rash, is he? He's just making sure he's made the ground.
You're sat on the back of it, Jack. I'll tell you.
No, true.
As he builds here, he knows that he's got to be right on the back of Shaky coming out of here, right?
He does, because Kawasaki's a little bit quicker, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, and you watch him into this next left, right? You watch him on the brakes. He has it slightly on opposite lock. He is so late. Watch this.
Yeah.
Amazing.
And then he's trying to beat him to the right.
Yes.
Right, he can't do it. Stops round, shaky hits the brakes, thinks, I'm going to get it, doesn't think there's room, and he just goes, there,
Puts his back
stands
in,
him up, and what a move that is. That's absolutely brilliant. And that's it then, he can't do anything about it, and he just runs it to the line, and, you know, wow, what a brilliant, brilliant race. And
Sheen versus Roberts all over again.
Yes,
exactly.
absolutely, absolutely. Sheen versus Roberts, apart from the flicking the V's at each other as they were going along. But I'm sure we'll see some of that in BSB at the final round, perhaps. And Alex Lowe's bike number 22, a fantastic win, and a second win. Yeah. And Jack, what do you make of his performance at this round? We keep saying how Alex is developing and improving, but 2 wins in one day.
2/3 at Assen a week ago, 2 wins here. I think he's a championship contender, isn't he? I mean, I know he's a little distance off,
he's
but
going
to push all the way in those last 3 races.
I think he thinks he is, and that's the main thing.
That's the thing.
I'll tell you what, guys, look at the championship and look at where we were in the championship. We had Shane Byrne do the double at Brands Hatch. Tommy Hill did the double at Cadwell Park. We had Josh Brooks do the double at Donington, and now we've got Alex Lowe's doing the double here at Silverstone. These are the standings, as you can see. 9 points now, the difference between Shane Byrne and Josh Brooks, really hotting up there. And Alex Lowe's, as Jack Bernicle quite rightly said, is in contention proper for the championship. 5.84 to 6.08. That's the difference between Alex Lowe's and Shane Byrne. Brilliant stuff there. Tommy Hill, a real nightmare of a day here at Silverstone, I think it has to be said, when everybody else has having such a good day in terms of the 3 in front of him, then Laverty and Tommy Bridewell. And Bridewell really did acquit himself very well out there as well, didn't he? I mean, you know, he had a lot to do, and boy, did he put in some good rides.
He was absolutely exceptional, I thought, wasn't he, on that supersonic BMW? I know that we've railed on about it a bit, and he's had the season to get used to it, but the fact that, I don't know, all that pre-season and testing and stuff that people insist they need to do, Tommy had like 2 days.
2 days.
The big thing is not only that, you know, pushing that hard that we've seen him do twice today, coming through from a not such a good qualifying.
His first race was exceptional.
Last year, trying to go that quick, he would have ended up with a bike in that stand and him upside down in that one, and that's a fact.
And he wouldn't have known why it had happened either, and that's the difference. Big difference between. And we would have told him probably, knowing us lot. Guys, we're going to wrap it there. Thanks very much. I appreciate everything you've done, Jack, James, and James. Look forward to seeing you all at Brands Hatch. Really do. Before we go though, get the diary open because we've got plenty of motorcycle racing coming up to tell you about. If you want to see anything from today, again, our highlights programme from round 11 of the MCE British Superbikes from Silverstone, that's tonight. Check the times, it might overrun slightly, but it is on British Eurosport 2 HD, so do check your EPG for that. British Superbikes final round, it's the big one, it's the final of the showdown. Brands Hatch on the GP circuit, Saturday the 13th and Sunday the 14th of October. We are live on both days from 12:30 p.m. both days, and it is all on British Eurosport HD, not British Eurosport 2 HD as usual. It's worth noting it's on British Eurosport HD. Well, I'm sure you'll find us for that. And World Superbike action, the final round for Manicourt in France. Superpole is next weekend, Saturday, 2 o'clock live. We are on British Eurosport 2 HD for that. Our races get underway next Sunday, 9:15 in the morning, all live as usual. And up next on British Eurosport 2 HD, it's the highlights of the MotoGP Championship, round 14 from Aragon. It was a great race. Make sure you stay around for that because you won't regret it. But that's it from Silverstone here at BSB. And just on a slightly personal note, I know the guys are also of the same frame of mind as I am in this. We just want to dedicate today's racing to a close friend of ours, John Brown, who unfortunately passed away this weekend. He was one of the modern forefathers of modern motorcycle journalism. He was a great fan of racing and a great bloke as well. He will be very sorely missed by all of us. It was great racing, Ace.
I like to wait to see how things turn out. If you apply some pressure, I like to wait and see how things turn out. If you apply some pressure, what happens when you lose everything? You just start again. You start all over again. What happens when you lose everything? Start all over again. I like to wait to see how things turn out. If you apply some pressure,